Welcome back to Wrestling with Horror, the channel where we talk about professional wrestling, we talk about horror movies, and we look at all the ways that they intersect, connect, and everything in between. My name is Andrew Dreamer, and today we're taking another look at a classic horror movie that started a major franchise. And that movie, you could probably tell by my shirt, is Child's Play. So Child's Play was released in 1988 and was directed by Tom Holland of Fright Night fame, not Spider-Man fame. It's very important. Don't forget that. But the film was directed by Tom Holland, and it was written by Don Mancini, the creator of Chucky. And he's still connected to this character and this story to this very day. He's working on season 3 of the Chucky TV show, which I have enjoyed very much so far. Season 1 and season 2 both delivered everything that I wanted. Season 1 was a little better. Season 2, it was okay, not the best, but I still enjoyed it. Now, it's time to take a look at what really started this entire franchise, and maybe one day down the road we'll look at the entire thing, but today we're sticking with the original. So let's get going. Also, just want to come in here and interrupt for just a second. If you haven't done it already, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Andrew Dreamer and check out all the t-shirt designs that we have there. You can get your very own t-shirt with the Wrestling with Horror logo on it. It looks so cool. Hopefully you all like them too, and just go check that out. And if you buy one, I'd appreciate it very much. You don't have to. I just wanted to throw that in there. So let's get back to the video. So the film starts off with Charles Lee Ray being chased by Detective Mike Norris. And this chase obviously ends in a toy store with a lot of good guy dolls. And in the midst of this, Charles Lee Ray gets shot. He falls into this big pile of dolls. The toys fall all over him. He does a little bit of his voodoo thing, and he transfers his soul into this doll. Only nobody really knows that. We, the audience, do. We know something's coming. At least we think so. Now, sometime later, we get this single mother and her child, Andy Barkley. Now, his mom works at this department store, and he wants a good guy doll for his birthday. She can't really afford it, but luckily one of her friends decides to find a back alley dealer that actually has one of these dolls, and she actually buys the doll off of him, probably overpays for the doll. Whatever, that's beside the point. But she gets the doll for her son. He is so happy. Everything seems good until Aunt Maggie is killed. We don't really see who kills her, but we have a pretty good idea that it's the doll, because we don't think this little cute kid, Andy Barkley, is going to kill anybody. Of course, the police show up. They think Andy did it. His mom defends him. You know, craziness ensues. Andy ends up taking Chucky to kill his partner, who abandoned him the night that he was shot by Detective Norris. Chucky kills him. After this little incident, Andy is sent to a psychiatric hospital to be tested, and just they want to make sure he's okay, I guess, by putting him in this place to see if he's lost his mind, if he's crazy. Once back at home, Andy's mom starts wanting so bad to believe her son that this doll is alive that she starts beating the doll and telling him to talk and just yelling at him. And finally, the catchphrase goes off, and he says, "Hi, my name's Chucky. I want to be your friend to the end. Heidi ho." And at this point, she realizes that there are no batteries in Chucky. And that's when he comes to life, and the actual voice of Charles Lee Ray, played by Brad Dourif in his amazing, most well-known performance, just comes to life. The animatronics are so good. Obviously, they develop and evolve over the course of the series, but this was a very good first step. And for 1988, I think they did a pretty darn good job. So Chucky comes alive. He tries to kill her. He gets away. He goes after Detective Norris, who finally believes Mrs. Barkley that this doll's alive. Only it's just them now, because they can't really trust anybody else to try to do this. And, obviously Chucky kills a few more people trying to find his soul back. He learns that he has to transfer his soul back into the little boy in order to get anywhere. And so essentially he takes Andy back to the apartment to play Hide the Soul, which is just a weird name for a game to be playing with a child, but that is beside the point right now. Chucky is trying to kill this kid and put his soul in Andy's body. Mrs. Barkley, Detective Norris, they've got to stop him. They come back here and have a pretty good third act fight against Chucky. They learn that they have to destroy his heart basically to kill him, so they're shooting at him, they're beating him, and then it ends with Chucky being thrown into the fireplace and Andy saying, "This is the end, friend." And it's just kid acting at its best. It's not the best acting, but you can't really harp on a kid actor too much because they're kids and they're doing the best they can. And I can recognize that, and I can appreciate Alex Vincent for what he's done. And now he's back into the fold. He was in a couple movies, the later movies, and now into the TV series. So I'm not going to fault him. He was a very young child, and I like Alex Vincent. So we're going to leave it at that. Now, overall, like I said, I liked that this movie, the animatronics were really good. I think it was very well written. Don Mancini had a very clear vision for what he wanted, and he stuck to his guns on a lot of things. Tom Holland's direction was really good in this movie. I think he got the most out of the actors that he could. He did a good job connecting with them. Same thing goes for Don Mancini here again. Just like I said, the animatronics on Chucky were so good. And obviously they had to use doubles for a few shots. You have to. I understand that. But like overall, this is just a really well made movie. Not my favorite movie when it comes to the slasher franchise. And a lot of people actually say that if it wasn't for Freddy Krueger, we would have never had Chucky. And you know what? I can buy into that. I can believe that. So thanks, Freddy, for giving us Chucky, who's actually very, very funny at a lot of points. He says a lot of one-liners that are good little zingers, things like that. He can be very funny. But like I said, he's not my favorite killer. The fact that he's a doll just kind of takes me out of it a little bit. Not saying I don't like this movie or I can't enjoy it. I do. I love this movie. I love a lot of these movies in this franchise. Part 2 has probably the best third act I've ever seen. And if not the best third act I've ever seen, it's very high up there. But so these are good movies and I really enjoy them. But the fact that he's a doll, and I don't know, Chucky seems to get beat up way too easily. I know he gets a lot of kills, but a lot of them are surprise kills. He doesn't really win straight up, and that's fine. A killer doesn't have to win straight up; they just have to kill. So, but that like I said, personally, that's just me. That's my negative. My biggest negative about these is that it just takes me out of it a little bit. And obviously, I'm not going to discount this movie or discredit this movie or add a negative to this movie for anything that happens in the later sequels. I'm looking at you, Seed of Chucky. Yeah. So I'm not going to give this film a demerit for that, what came later. But I can so much appreciate that Don Mancini stuck with his vision. He stuck with his stories and his characters, and he has just carried them through the years. Now we're into 2023, and he's still going strong. Aside from that remake, which we might talk about at a later time, just comparing the two. Aside from that, he is stuck with this character and this story and this franchise, and I can really respect what he does and how much he loves the horror genre. You can feel it when you watch the new TV show. So, like I said, I appreciate that. Keep doing what you're doing, Mr. Mancini. We're very happy that you're continuing to give us such good horror properties like this. So, those are my biggest thoughts about Child's Play, released in 1988. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this movie. Are there any things that I mentioned that you don't like about this movie? What do you like about this movie? What do you not like? What other horror movies do you want to see me cover? I'm trying to stick to mostly the first entry in a big franchise, or it doesn't have to be a big franchise, any franchise, really. I'll do anything. I just want to hear from you all what you want to see. Let me know down in the comments. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit it. Turn your notifications on so you never miss a video here on the channel. And as always, my name is Andrew Dreamer, and I will see you next time on Wrestling with